Hello friends. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood and we are going to do some yoga. Sometimes we might find that we're just not in the mood or up for it or motivated to do some yoga. So that's what we're going to do today. How do we get to just doing it? So a couple of things. The easiest way to kind of get there and get off the couch, so to speak, is just roll out your mat and come and either sit on it or lay down on your mat and then see how your body wants to move. So sometimes it just needs to relax and rest, and that's always okay because we always need that relaxation. But sometimes something's not feeling great in the body, you just kind of want to work it out. So what we're going to do today is kind of give you some ideas about where to move. And if anything strikes you as, not feeling it today, pick something else. If you've done yoga before, there's probably a lot of different things that you can do that you might want to do instead, and that's totally fine. Your practice, you decide. But what I'm going to do today is just kind of go through a practice that looks like to get motivated and see, just to get some movement. And sometimes once you start, then it kind of snowballs and then you're actually getting going. So first thing I want to do is give you your mudra for today. So this is the Vajra Mudra, gesture of the diamond, and its core quality is self-empowerment. So we're going to take the index finger and the thumb of both hands and bring them together, and then so all four fingers are together. And then the middle finger stays out and they touch, and then we're going to tuck the ring and the pinky finger into the palm. And then it comes right here at your solar plexus. So that's the seat of our willpower, so to speak. That's where we find our motivation. So that's kind of the area to bring your attention to. So I'm going to take a breath or two here. Beautiful. And go ahead and keep that going for just another moment, and I'll read you what my little card says here. Attuned to my inner jewel of radiant energy, self-esteem awakens naturally. And this is especially helpful for these things: balancing the third chakra by cultivating self-empowerment, energy, and vitality, enhancing digestion and assimilation, building self-esteem and clarifying life purpose, and also supporting the treatment of depression. So that is our mudra for the day. There you go, right there. Okay. Sorry, tuck the elbows in. There you go. All right, so let's come down to our mat and lay fully out on the floor. Let's see how I want to be. We'll do like this. All right. So finding full body on the floor. If that's uncomfortable on your back, you can always bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet into the floor. So I'm going to start with my legs out straight, but you can bend yours if that feels better. And let's start moving just a little bit here. Just one thing. We're just going to move the arms. All right, so arms come up on the inhale. There we go. And then when you're ready, bring the arms back down on the exhale. So if you have some issues with the shoulders, you can do snow angel arms here, if that feels better, or cactus arms, if that is what you need to do. Any of those options. So let's just do a couple of these. Engaging the legs and pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. Arms come back on the exhale. Inhale, Just let the arms float up. This isn't a full-on effort pose. Just moving the arms with the breath. Excellent. And then release the arms, leave them down by your sides for a moment, and just check in with the body. And then notice what you're feeling where. And then if your legs aren't bent already, let's bend the knees and bring the feet into the floor. And let's take a moment here. And we're just going to do some pelvic tilts. So we're not moving very much here. And we can kind of do a rocking motion with this. So we push in with the feet and the pelvis tilts. And then release that. And if you want, you can go a little bit further with that. So just a rock and back and forth. And then when you're ready, when that feels like it's kind of gone to its natural conclusion here, just rest back in a neutral pelvis. And we're going to bring the hands on the lower rib cage. So we're going to just come into breath right here. So when we inhale, some people do it all into the belly, some people all into the chest. Ideally, we're moving both. And this is about where, it's maybe the bottom edge of your diaphragm here. So we want to be able to move that whole torso when we breathe. So on an inhale, maybe your hands can feel the rib cage expand. And then on the exhale, it collapses a little bit. Inhale and exhale. Just going with your own natural breath. Don't try and force it, just feel it. And maybe take 2 more breaths here. Excellent. When you're ready, release the hands and let's bring the knees up into the chest or near the chest. So a couple of options here with our Apanasana. So typically we like to bring the knees out a little bit wider. That's going to give us a little bit more space in that lower lumbar spine. And then we can either have the hands on the knees or at that joint where the hips meet the legs. So inhale, the knees come out. Exhale, knees come in. Or if you're sliding, inhale, hands slide down. Exhale, hands slide up. So you can pick whichever of those two you prefer. Want to engage the feet so the toes point up. We're not just, being sloppy with this. We want to engage those specific muscles. And just let the jaw relax. And a couple more times here. And then when you're ready, we're gonna bring one foot down to the mat. So I'm gonna bring my left foot down and we're gonna work with just the right leg for a few moments here. So on an exhale, that knee comes in. On the inhale, that right leg comes up. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, bring that foot down to the mat. And then let's switch sides. We'll bring that second side, for me left, for you whichever, you didn't do the first time. So the exhale, knee comes in. Inhale, leg straightens. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, foot to the floor. So let's do a couple rounds of that. We'll go back and forth, switching sides. Exhale, knee comes in. Inhale, leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, foot to the floor. Second side, exhale, knee comes in. Inhale, leg comes up. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, foot comes down. Excellent. Keep going. Exhale, first side. Inhale, leg comes up. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, foot to the floor. Second side, exhale, knee in. Inhale, leg comes up. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, foot to the floor. Let's do one more round. Exhale, knee comes in. Inhale, foot comes up. Exhale, knee comes in. Inhale, foot to the floor. Last side, last time. Exhale, knee comes in. Inhale, lift that leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, foot comes to the floor. Excellent. All right, so let's do both legs here. So both knees come in. Inhale, legs come up. Exhale, bend the knees. And we can keep the legs up. We'll just keep going up. Inhale, legs come up. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, close. All right, so now, if you want, you can rest back in your Apanasana. Just take a breath or so. Or if you want, I'm going to go wide leg with this Apanasana, or with the UPP, or LOL, whatever you call it. So legs up and bend the knees. So we're going to go, each time we come up, we're going to bring the legs out a little wider. So exhale, knees in. Inhale, legs come up. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, a little bit wider. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, a little bit wider. Exhale. And then maybe one more wider. Exhale, bend the knees. And then you can bring the knees closer in if you want, or keep them out. And let's do 3 to 5 Apanasanas. Moving with your own breath. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, coming out. Excellent. And then let's bring the feet down to the mat. And let's find that pelvic tilt again. So pushing in with the feet, rock the pelvis, and then release and go the opposite way, just as far as is comfortable. Just coming back to symmetrical, doing it dynamically. Excellent. All right, so from here, we're going to come up to a seated posture, and we're going to come into hero pose. But let's go slow with this. So we're going to roll over onto one side, your choice, either way. And using the arm as a pillow underneath. So just take a couple breaths here. And then when you're ready, use that upper arm to push up. Okay, so for hero pose, I'm going to see about this block here. And this may not be comfortable for everybody. You can do this seated on a chair. So this is a little bit more advanced seated. You can sit in a regular cross-legged pose, but the movement that we're doing isn't going to quite work with that. So if sitting like this doesn't work, I would recommend a chair. All right, so if you have a block and you want to use the block to sit up a little bit higher, you can do that. So we're just going to do a little forward fold here. But let's start in finding this nice tall posture. And take a breath or two. And if you want, you can come back to your mudra. Beautiful. And then let's come into this movement. So we're going to do a forward fold here. So you can bring the hands to the knees or towards the floor if that's comfortable. So we're just going to inhale. And on the exhale, we're just going to come down as far as possible. Inhale, come back up to hero pose. Sorry, allergies. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale all the way back down. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. Come on, back up. And then we're going to come up onto hands and knees. All right, so let's do some movement here. So typically with our cat and cow, we usually do 6 directions, and we're going to do one of them a little different. But let's start with our cat and cow here. So exhale, cat, tuck the chin, round the spine towards the ceiling. Inhale, cow, leading with the collarbones. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Excellent. And let's come back to that neutral spine. And take a breath or so here. And then let's into our lateral. So with this one, we're going to move and breathe. All right, wait, that's yoga. Okay, so here we go. Exhale. Inhale. Coming back. And let's go again. So we're going to do this looking over towards that left foot. Coming back to center. And one more time. Back to center. All right, let's do the other side. And one more time. Excellent. All right, so let's come back to cat and cow. Excellent. And then let's come down to our child's pose from here. Big toes together, knees are nice and wide, sitting back towards the heels. And you can bring your forehead down to the block. You can bring your forehead down to the floor, or stack the fists, or resting on the hands. Whatever feels the best for you in your child's pose. If you don't love child's pose and you want to stay up in your dolphin, that's fine too. Hips are up, head comes down. And then let's come back into a little movement. So we're going to come into dolphin pose if you're not there already. So, or actually, I'm going to call this puppy pose, not dolphin. Dolphin's up higher. All right, so we're going to come into puppy pose. I've got a little triangle with my arms. So the elbows are out, hands are together in front. I don't know if you can see that, maybe not. And then I'm going to stay down on my left knee and bring my right leg up, just as far as is comfortable. And you can do this with dolphin pose if you would prefer. So that looks like this. So up on the legs and then lift that leg. But on a day when we're not maybe feeling like doing a lot of yoga, I'm going to say puppy pose. All right, so let's do that right leg again. And bring it down. And one more. Beautiful. And bring that right leg down. And let's go to the other side. So right leg stays down, left leg comes up. And actually, if you have knee issues, it might be easier to come up higher. Again, and one more time. Beautiful. All right, let's come back to that child's pose. Or if you want to stay up in puppy, that's fine too. Excellent. All right, let's see. What are we doing next? We're going to come into baby cobra. So let's come all the way down onto the belly. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to start with hands under the shoulders. And we've got the chin tucked so that the forehead is coming down towards the floor. And we want to get that back heart alignment. So softening the shoulders, pulling the shoulder blades towards each other. That's going to give us a little bit more space on the front body. And being as it's a little bit more difficult to breathe when we're on our stomach, we just want to go small movement here. So what we're going to do is hands are going to stay here, and we're not using the hands to push up. We're going to pull up from the back of the neck. So we're going to keep the chin tucked on an inhale, lifting from the back of the neck. And then when you get as high as you're going, then turning and looking forward. Beautiful. Exhale, tuck the chin down, and then release the head down to the mat. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, coming up. Looking forward. On the exhale, tuck the chin and release back down. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. And then let's come to alligator pose. Rest the forehead on the hands. And then we're going to do a modified version of our locust pose. So we can have the arms wherever they want to be. Actually, have them how we just had our baby cobra. You can have them out in front. You can come back to alligator pose, whatever works for you for your locust pose. I'm going to bring mine. My elbows are tucked by my ribs. All right. So this, we're going to lift the legs here. So legs come up and then release. Let's do that 3 times. Inhale, release. One more time. Beautiful. And then let's do wider. So bring the legs out wider and then lift the legs. And just as wide as is comfortable. And one more time. Beautiful. If you want, you can go wider still. Beautiful. And then come back to center, bring the legs back towards each other, and let's take a rest in alligator pose. And finish up the breath or two that you're on. And then we're slowly going to make our way up to seated. And for this, you can come and sit on a blanket if you like, or just on the floor. Sorry, using the messy bun got a little too messy. All right. So we're going to come into our 6 directions of the spine. Okay. All right, so our first 2, excuse me, I'm going to cough again. First 2 directions of the spine are cat and cow. So we did that on hands and knees. And we also did a little bit of it while we were on our backs. So let's start with our cat. So we're going to exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Inhale, we're going to come forward looking up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Excellent. And then let's come back to that neutral spine. All right, so we want to come into our laterals. Move some, whacking the wall here. Okay, so let's come to laterals. So occasionally I use the blocks to come up a little bit higher. If you don't have them, that's okay. We're just going to bring hands to the floor today. All right. So finding those sit bones that we're sitting on, it's kind of why I'm wiggling around there. And then we'll go ahead and start. So we're going to start with the first side. Inhale, bring that up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, second side. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. All right, so let's add another breath here. So we're going to inhale, bring it up. On the exhale, pushing in with that hand that's on the floor. Now I want you to take a moment and feel that rib cage opening. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, release. Inhale, second side. Exhale, over. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. So when we're working with the rib cage, the lower rib cage, to open that up, that's where the diaphragm connects. So we want to have that be able to come out so that the diaphragm comes down, so we fill the lungs. All right, let's keep going. Inhale, exhale over, inhale up, exhale down. Second side, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. All right, let's do one more round, and it will be all the way over with one breath, all the way back with the exhale. Here we go. Inhale, all the way over. Exhale, all the way back. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. All right, we're going to do one more, and we're going to pause and add an extra breath while we're in it. So here we go. Inhale all the way over. Pause here. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale, bring it back. Beautiful. Second side, inhale. Pause here. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Lovely. All right. So let's come back to symmetrical dynamically. So cat and cow, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Beautiful. And let's come back to our upright, leaving all the curves in the back. Nice. All right. So let's do a little twist, and then we're going to do our joints. Okay, so twist. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale to the first side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. You get the idea. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, center. Beautiful. A couple more if you'd like, or if you're done. You can rest there. And I'm going to do one more each side. Excellent. And then cat and cow. Back to symmetrical. And then release. So I'm going to come and sit up on the blanket to do the small joints here. So you're welcome to stay how you are, or if you have a chair and you want to sit in your chair, you're welcome to do that too as well. So if you've been sitting for a while with your legs crossed one way, if you like, you can switch. All right, where do I want to start? Let's start with the wrist. So we'll bring both arms straight out, tuck the thumbs, wrap the fingers around, and make circles with the wrist. If you want, you can make the circles bigger, getting into the elbows and the shoulders. And go the other direction. Some Rice Krispies here, snap, crackle, pop. And then opposites, just moving them. Feels good. Excellent. Shake that out. Let's extend first side. Fingers back towards the shoulder. The pinky doesn't want to go with. And then release that, and thumb comes down towards the floor. Excellent. And then there's two more that we can do, depending on what you do with your wrist. If you have, if you do a lot of typing and your wrist is always like this, then you can do this one. If you do this a lot, I don't know what any of that might be, but then you want to do this one. So I'll show you this one. So you push the back of the hand into the fingers of the other hand. So that's going to open up the space up here. And then the other one was pushing the fingers into the other hand. So that's going to open up down there. So there you go. So this is pulling back, this is pushing in. All right, let's do this side. So extend that arm out without hyperextending that elbow. Fingers back towards the shoulder. And thumb down towards the floor. Excellent. Shake that out. The first one, if you have too much bend here, then we're going to bend that hand down, push this hand into the opposite hand. We're opening up on top. And then the opposite one is pushing the fingers into the hand. And that's going to open up the other side. Excellent. All right, shake that out. Let's move up to the neck and shoulders, and then we'll go down to the feet. All right, so let's move our neck here. So we'll start with an inhale. On the exhale, chin comes down to the chest. Inhale, looking up, going just as far as is comfortable. Exhale all the way back down, and that goes for any pose that you're doing in yoga. Inhale, looking up. Exhale all the way back down. Inhale, looking up. Exhale all the way back down. Beautiful. Come back to center. And then let's go lateral, so side to side. So inhale here again. Exhale, first side, ear to shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side, ear to shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, first side, ear to shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Let's do it one more time, each side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, first side. If you want to bring that arm out and over, resting that on the opposite head, side of the head. Making space. Breathing into any tension that you're feeling. Excellent. And release that arm. Head comes up with an inhale. Exhale, ear to shoulder. Arm comes out and over, resting on the opposite side of the head. Making space. Breathing into any tension that you're feeling. Excellent. And then let's release. Inhale, head comes up, arm comes down and out to the side. Excellent. All right, the twist. So the shoulders stay where they are. We're just moving the head on the neck, and we're going to use the gaze. So we're looking straight out ahead towards the horizon, and then as we move, we're letting the eyes direct us. Okay, so let's start. Inhale. On the exhale, first side with the exhale. Inhale, back, center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. And one more time each side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. All right, let's move down to the shoulders. So I'm going to start with an inhale, bring them forward and up. Exhale, down and back. Inhale. And exhale. A couple times on your own. Beautiful. And then let's reverse direction. So inhale back and up. Exhale down and forward. Perfect. All right, let's come down to the feet. All right, so bringing both legs straight out. If you want, if you've been sitting for a bit and they're a little sore or tired, pounding them into the mat. All right, I came down off the blanket. If it's more comfortable for you to stay on, that's fine. Either way, let's get started. So We're going to start by extending the heels away from the torso. So sitting up in this 90 degrees-ish position. So just take a breath or two here. I have my knees bent a little bit, so I'm not hyperextending them, protecting the knees a little bit there. And then let's point and flex here. So that's our inhale is pointing. Exhale, flex. Point and flex. So just looked at the screen. Your feet might not point like that. That's okay. That's not really probably normal for most people. Point and flex. Excellent. All right. So let's do a couple of other movements for the ankles. So I'm going to open the toes away from each other. You probably can't see, but this is what I'm doing with my toes. We're attempting. So sometimes we spend a little bit too much time in our shoes and our feet get kind of cramped up in there. So moving them wide. Excellent. All right, let's do some circles here. So you can start with one foot, go all the directions, or you can do both feet at the same time, or take turns, whatever works for you. So circles one way, circles the other way, independently. So many ways to go with the feet. Now moving the ankles. That ankle joint is really kind of an amazing little thing there. All right, so next one that we're going to do is bringing the soles of the feet in towards the center line. So one of my feet goes in pretty nice, the other one, not so much. And that's an ankle issue that I have. All right, so soles of the feet in, and then the opposite movement is pulling the pinky toes back towards the shoulder. So the idea that the tops of the feet are coming in towards the center line. All right, we've got lawn service outside, getting a little loud, so hopefully you can't hear that. All right, and then what's the next one? Oh, the last one. So then windshield wipers. This one I like to show the rotation of the hip here. So if you just do one foot, as the big toe comes in towards the center line, that's your internal rotation. As the pinky toe goes towards the floor, that's your external rotation. So you can do both legs at the same time. But just something to notice how the body works and why we can kick a soccer ball. Okay, release that, shake them out, pound legs, and what is next? We are going to come on down back to the floor. All right, so what are we going to do first here? We're going to do Supta Pod. All right, so this is the one. If you have a strap and you want to use it, you are welcome to. If you don't need it. I'm going to do it without, so you don't have to run around and get one if you don't have one. So the idea of this class is that you can take just one of these little sections and do it if you're not feeling up for a whole practice. So this is a good one that I like to do. All right, so one foot down on the floor, other foot up towards the ceiling. So I'm starting with my right leg. You can start with either or. And the first thing we're going to do is wrap the hands behind the leg. So if you can't reach that and you have a strap, that's great. If you can, it's just as easy not to have the strap. All right, so let's go ahead and start. So we'll inhale here. On the exhale, bring that leg in closer towards the torso. So I'm not going very far, and that's okay. Inhale, release it back out. Exhale, in. Inhale, out. One last time, exhale, and inhale. So now we're going to go left and right with this first leg. We'll go out first and then in. So right hand is on the outside of that right leg, or left on the outside of the left if you're doing that side first. And to protect the knee again, we're going to bend and straighten to bring that leg out towards the right side of the floor. You have that right hand to guide that leg. Once you get down to your lowest, we're going to walk that leg back up to 12 o'clock. So you can bend and straighten that knee. And then we're going to go towards the other side. So we need to move that left leg out of the way. Left hand comes on the inside of that right leg. Right arm can come out to the side if you have room. And you can bend and straighten to bring that leg across the body towards the left side of the floor. Going just as far as is comfortable. And then bend and straighten to bring it back up to 12 o'clock. Bend the knee and bring it down to the floor. We'll bring that other leg up next. And let's do 3 breaths here. Hands behind the left leg. Inhale. Exhale, bend, or bring the leg in towards the chest. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, leg comes in. Inhale, straighten. And one more. Exhale. And inhale. Let's go. Left leg out towards the left side. So left hand on the outside of that left leg. Bend and straighten. Bring that left leg towards the left side of the floor. Just going as far as is comfortable. On the inhale, bring that left leg back up. And then we're going to go to the other side. So you might need to move that right leg out of the way. Switch hands. Bend and straighten to bring that left leg over towards the right side of the floor. Going just as far as is comfortable. Excellent. Bend and straighten. Bring it back up to noon. And then, or midnight. 12 o'clock, right? Okay. Let's bring both knees in. And let's do a little Apanasana before we do our upside down number 4. So knees come in on the exhale. Inhale, release. And again, as wide as is comfortable. See how it feels in your body. Don't be afraid to move. Change your position. And then let's bring feet back down to the mat. We'll do our last of these. Sorry. All right. Let's start with right leg. Right foot comes onto that left thigh. So I have the edge of my right foot on the center line of that left leg. That might not be comfortable for you. You can bring that ankle. There you go. So first thing we're going to do is right hand on that right knee, left hand on that left hip, and we're going to open the bowl, so to speak. All right, you can stay right here, release that. Stay right here and just release into that. You're still getting benefits here. If you want to add to this, 2 other options. You can bring that left knee in or wrap the hands behind that left leg and bring the whole contraption in. So sometimes this is called thread the needle because you've got this hand coming through. I like upside down number 4 because that's what it looks like to me. And then when you're ready, release that left foot down. And then that right foot comes down. Let's do the other side. Left foot comes onto that right thigh or the ankle, whatever's comfortable. And then let's open up first. So left hand, left knee, right hand, right hip, and opening that up. Beautiful. Release. And then your 3 options. Stay right here. Bring that knee in or wrap the hands behind that right thigh and upside down number 4. So we'll take a breath or 2 here. Whenever you're ready, bring that foot down, bring the other foot down, and let's come back to our Apanasana. All right, so let's come into a little bit of a twist here. So I'm gonna have you bring your arms out to the sides if that's comfortable. And there are a ton of different twists that you can do down here on the floor. So I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to bring my left foot out just a little bit. And then cross over with that right leg. And then from here, I'm going to go both sides with this and then switch the cross and go both sides with that. All right, so let's start here. Inhale. On the exhale, I'm going to drop both knees over towards the left side. Just going as far as is comfortable. If it's okay for your neck, you can turn and look at that right hand. Or if that's too much, just keep the gaze up towards the ceiling. The other option is looking the same direction as the twist, so you can look at that left hand. So the neck can go any of those directions. All right, when you're ready to come back up, we're going to inhale and bring the legs up. And we're going to go straight over towards the other side. So we're going to exhale and bring both knees towards the right. Inhale, bring them both back up. And then let's switch the cross. Both feet down. And then left leg over the right. All right, we're going to go left first again. Inhale here. Exhale, both knees go to the left. You might find one side is easier than the other, or it gets into different parts of the body. Inhale, bring it back up. And then on the exhale, both knees go over towards the right. Inhale, bring it back up. And then let's uncross and bring both knees back in and out. So a couple of Appanasanas. Knees can be as wide as is comfortable. And hands can come up and down the front of the thighs or hands on the knees. Just to activate the feet, toes pointing up. And then when you're ready, let's bring the feet down to the mat. And let's extend the legs all the way straight out. And we're going to activate the feet, toes pointing up. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. All right, let's finish here with palm flips. Hands are on the floor, palms face down. If you want, check the shoulder blades, tuck them under, wiggle them out. And then on an inhale, we're going to lift the thumb up, rolling over so that the palms face up towards the ceiling. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Okay, so the long circles just got loud again. So hopefully that won't be too distracting in the background. But that's okay. We're flexible. We're resilient. Persevere. I had trouble with that word the other day. All right. So one or two more. Moving with the breath. Okay, that was 3 or 4. That's okay. All right. So from here, let's come into a beautiful, relaxing pose. So I'm actually going to do it with you. And I'm going to use my chair. So bringing the legs up onto a chair. If you don't have one handy, that's fine. Just come into your regular relaxation pose or Shavasana. If you have a blanket handy, you want to bring it under the head. Always feels good in theory or in practice. You want to have the forehead above the chin. And then you can have the palms face down or the palms face up, whatever's comfortable there. And just take a moment to settle in. Check in with the shoulder blades, see if the hips feel okay, feet are relaxed. And let's do a full body relaxation here. So starting with the feet, relax the toes, the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet, and the heels. Relax the ankles. Relax the calves and shins. Release the knees and the space behind the knees. Relax the top of the thighs and the back of the thighs. Let the pelvis be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the abdomen. Release the rib cage and let go of breath. Relax the spine from the tip of the tailbone all the way up into the skull. Let the shoulders be heavy, sink into the earth. Relax the upper arms, elbows, and lower arms. Release the wrists. Relax the hands, fingers, and palms. Release the throat and the back of the neck. Let the jaw be heavy and sink away from the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes be heavy and fall to the back of the head. Smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thoughts seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you. Take the next few just be. You're welcome to stay in your relaxation pose as long as you need. But when you're ready, bringing your attention, your awareness back into the room. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Roll your head side to side. If you used a chair, you can slide it out of the way. And when you're ready, and with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. Use your arm as a pillow. Take a couple of breaths here. Using your upper arm and an inhale to push up to a comfortable seated position. So you can use any of those little parts for a small practice or the whole thing for a big practice. And I'm just going to leave you with a breath here to get you on your way. So for a nice cooling breath, we're going to do swamp cooler breath. Shitali is what it's called. You can curl the tongue or tuck the tongue behind the teeth. And we're breathing in through the mouth and out through the nose. So let's do a couple of those. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Fabulous. Bring your hands together. Thumb can touch your heart as we go forth out of this beautiful day to go forth with kindness, compassion, and gratitude, not just for others, but especially for ourselves. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you next time. Namaste.